Hey everyone, it's Jack from WhatCulture.com and I'm joined by Jimmy Havoc, who's just wrestled a very grueling pair of matches here at WCPW. It is your WCPW debut. How did you find the crowd and the atmosphere and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it's a real good setup here. The crowd are amazing. So that kicked the shit out of me. As I thought it would.
Well,
As
that's...
Gibson, but it's part of the course, isn't it? It's the job.
I guess that's what you get when you mess with Zax, I suppose, is the moral of the story,
yeah.
Now, I want to ask you, and I know you've been asked about this countless times, but about death matches. We've heard you say that you enjoy them, and it's something you take great sort of creative pleasure in, I guess. But during the match itself is what I want to focus on. Do you ever think, if you're about to sort of take a painful move or miss something and land horribly, do you think that in your head as you're preparing for it, or do you just go for it and it all kind of catches up with you later?
No, if you, in that sort of thing, if there's any hesitation, if there's any, like, worry, then it'll go even more wrong.
Right.
Then I've already planned it to go wrong anyway. But it'll go even worse than what I originally planned, sort of thing. Because I want it to look horrible. That's the aim of it.
Yeah.
Like I like Jackass and Bottom. Like that's where I take my sort of inspiration from.
Right.
That sort of, I like Jackass. It's sort of stuff you look at it and go, oh, fuck, I bet that hurt. But it's kind of funny as well. Like I quite like seeing people in that sort of pain.
Right.
And I think if it goes right for me in front of a crowd, it's when I go through something and you hear them all go, oh, fuck. I think, yeah, that's good. That's the reaction I wanted. That's the sort of, because that's funny to me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's funny you say that because Jimmy Havoc, the wrestler, has done some heinous, some terrible things. You've attempted to murder Will Ospreay on numerous occasions.
Times,
yeah. And he just won't go away.
Yeah.
But what I want to ask you is because I was talking to Adam Cole recently, and there's a total separation for him between the man and the wrestler. He says that he doesn't really subscribe to the theory that the best characters are those with the volume turned up. He is more about being someone totally different. How much of Jimmy Havoc, the wrestler, is the same as Jimmy Havoc, the man outside of the ring?
Well, I've never tried to murder anyone in
Yeah,
real
I wasn't.
life.
Yeah.
I've never tried to set him on fire in real life. So there was a difference, I suppose. Like, I'm not actually a psychopathic. But I mean, there's quite a lot of difference, actually. I've never eaten any human beings. I remember, I do get drunk a lot. Might have happened.
Right,
yeah. I think it's like a lot of elements of my character are me.
Yeah.
The goth stuff, this is how I used to dress when I was sort of 15 and I've just never grown up, to be fair. So image-wise, it is pretty much me, but all the other elements is horror movies. Like I'm a huge film fan, I've got a degree in film.
Right.
And I wanted to bring that sort of filmic elements to, like if you watch my matches might not be the most fast-paced due to my horrific cardio, but I try a lot of time. That's why I like the death matches, because I can feel like we can go at a slower pace and really put across either the storyline elements or like the barbaric elements.
Yes.
Just to really hammer it home to the crowd.
Kind of eke out a lot of emotion as well.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of brings me on to my next question as well. It's interesting that you've got a degree in film because in progress, your kind of saga has been almost like a movie, the way your character's changed and developed. You started off as kind of a do-gooder, like someone who wanted the love of the fans, and then you went, no, enough of all that. I'm totally subverting that. How much of that did you envision straight away? Was it something that kind of grew and you interpreted over time?
We always had an idea of a sort of 3-act story kind of thing. But the first time I was heel, I'd never done heel before. Right. So it was sort of see what happens. I mean, I had the storyline elements and like the dramatic elements I knew I wanted to hit, but it was just sort of making up as going along. I knew that the character I wanted to be was the 15-year-old goth, because I knew how people reacted to that when I was 15. I'd get bullied and I'd get and that sort of thing I wanted. Like the whole storyline was, I'm taken for granted by the fans that don't like me.
Yes.
So me coming out dressed like that, being taken by granted again and being booed is,
It was crazy seeing that because I guess in today's wrestling scene, heels get cheered all the time. But in progress, at the peak of your title run, you weren't getting cheered at all.
Absolutely.
There was some very visceral reactions from the crowd when you came out. I suppose that's exactly what you were trying to achieve.
What I wanted. So any time there was, the one or two fans, the ones that cheered me, I fucking hated them.
Right.
Because it's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
But, I think for the most part, even the fans who maybe wanted to cheer me played along with the story.
Yes.
If you go to a pantomime, you don't cheer Captain Hook.
No, of course.
You boo him because that's the story and that makes the atmosphere better for everyone.
Yeah.
And I like to think that's, the Progress fans sort of played along with that. And
excellent stuff. That's all the questions I've got for you, Jimmy. But thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've had a good time here at WCPW.
I'm going to go to the physio now and sort my arm out.
Well, I hope you get better soon. We hope to see you back here as well again, of course.
So,
I've been Jack from WhatCulture.com. This has been the one and only Jimmy Havoc.
Cheers, guys.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.